What's up, Union Arena players? This is Kyle D, better known as Unionversity, and we are back at talking about English meta. So this will be week one of none other than our English meta. So I'm excited to talk about it, talk about all the goodies that we've kind of seen and lists that we might be potentially wanting to talk about. So without further ado, let's get in the video and talk about it. So there's going to be some new things we're going to talk about, and then we have the good old, breakdown that we like to talk about. So first off, Sukuna definitely blowing the gates out of the water here, blowing the water out of the gates. I don't know, whatever the saying is, I am dead to the world a little bit. But you know what? Sukuna is sitting at 10 plus wins. Kurapika still holding up into the 7 to 9 wins. We had Purple Bleach going at 4 to 6 range category. Nubara, the Nanami deck, that is kind of like Sukuna plus Nanami, is about 4 to 6 tops. Then you had at least 2 to 3 wins with Gojo. Then you had just the runner downs here. We had 1 yellow bleach topping. We had 1, Toshiro tops. We also had 1 Megamine top. And then we also had 1 Zoldyck family, top. So it's kind of cool to see, well, Zoldyck hybrid. It's the Crollo hybrid that's kind of just been appearing left and right. But out of the other ones, they haven't really shown up after on the first week, but that's kind of understandable. We're new set, people are itching to play, so they're going to be playing their decks that they want to play, the new sparkly toys. So I expect this to probably change up a little bit. We'll start seeing a lot of older decks kind of pop in. But guys, if you want to make your life easy, there is a super new way with EX Burst Dev. Excuse me. So so if you take a look here, exburst.dev has tournament results now that you can upload. This will definitely help out. This helps me out. If you upload here, I'll be able to grab all the data I need from this, which is really good. And then we also have other ways of, if you use the hashtag Union Arena Tops on Twitter and Instagram, this will definitely help me find it, and even on Facebook. If you do this will allow me to snag up your things, or you place in the Facebook group. So all links to all this will be down below, but let's take a look here. First off, yes, we're going to cover all the Jujutsu Kaisens. So first off, this list is pretty much a very stock list. Only 3 Yuji Itadoris, Maki Zenin at 3, 2 of the Sukuna 5 drops, and then 4 of the, Sukunas. What they're using for color triggers is a split between Yuji Itadori and Kento Nanami. So being able to use Kento Nanami's draw effect might seem very much useful, just because removing cards from your trash after a certain point doesn't matter to you. This only matters if you have event cards, so the rest become dead to you anyway, so why not take advantage of some sort of draw? So Kento Nanami being a card that can draw does actually help. But, this is how we'll skip this. But then we do have another Sukuna list that is just more stock that you kind of see. 3 of this Sukuna, 3 of this Sukuna, 4 of the Yuji Itadoris, and 2 Maki Zenin. And then they do have 2 Nubaras and 3 Gojo energy generators. So again, this actually helps out because, again, early game, you want to be able to get to your 2-plussers. And let's be honest, the bounce girls are the bouncing, 2-cost generator is good in the beginning, but late game, it's just really bad to draw into. You want it to be something else, to be straight honest. Then here's my list that I got 3rd place with. I almost got 2nd place with it, but the pair down, won. So, lost. So yeah, that kind of just changed things up a little bit. But you know what? We're playing 4 Sukuna, 4 Yuji Itadori, 2 Sukuna, 5 cost, and then all the other goodies that I played. I like 2 shrines personally. I think it's really useful to be on 2 shrines, because then 2 of your Sukunas can really apply a lot of pressure. Then we do have a Sukuna list that focuses on only 1 Yuji Itadori. I'm guessing this was because they didn't have more Yujis and they played, Sasuke Iji, just because when attacking, draw a card, then place 1 card from your hand into the sideline. That extra draw early game can really matter sometimes. And then you do have this like Sukuna here, the big boy. He's going to come in kind of hopefully clear your opponent's field, and then you just go off from there. This is why if you're playing any 6 costs, I definitely highly recommend going the full max on Gojo and the Nubara, because of the ability of you want to be consistently getting to 6. You don't get consistent 6 if you're not on a double energy generator early on. But 2 shrines, really solid. 2 shrines even on this one here. No name, but we have 4, 2 Inu, 4 Nubara, 3 bouncing Nubara, 3 Sukuna, 3 4 Maki Zenins. Wow, that's kind of interesting. Not a bad choice though. Shrine, fingers, you know, the whole deal. Then we did get Jace's list. He's pretty good here. I'm running the hybrid Nanami version, but having trouble with the consistency. How does Pure feel? Haven't had too many issues with bricking. The only one thing I've ran into is running out of UGs for raid targets. Yeah, that is a lot of people's issues, and I've noticed that personally too, is just not having the UG Itadori raid targets. I definitely like that he's teching one of the big Sukunas, and he's got the full bounce package. It's not a bad list, actually, really solid. Good for him actually being able to top this close. Then we do have Sukuna as well. 4 big Sukuna, 5 cost Sukuna, 4 cost Sukuna starter decks, 3 Sukuna, 2 Maki Zenins, you know, Nubara bounce at 3. Just a very stock list. This deck's gonna do well, doesn't matter what you do here. Now we're getting into the Nanami lists. So Nanami is focusing on running the Sukunas plus the UG Itadoris, but they also play more to trying to get to Kento Nanami's effects going off, and with his removal ratio techniques collapse, being able to choose one 5000 DP or less in the front line, immediately 5000 DP, place it on your opponent, chooses top or bottom, but if you have Kento Nanami on the field, you choose instead. So players like this list, and it's not a bad list. I think it's not terrible. Now taking a look here, this one's a little interesting Kento Nanami list. This one plays 2 UGs, 2 Kentos, but also plays the Jutsu high first years. So this draws 3 cards, trash 2 cards from hands into the sidelines. This card helps speed up the tempo because the hyper focus is winning with Kento Nanami in this list, and it's not a bad list. I think I actually had this video on my channel on Wednesday's video. Then Europe saw, well, I'm so used to this on Digimon. Ah, man. 2 Yuji Itadoris, 4 Kento Nanami Sukunas. Then you had Jujutsu High's first years. I think if you are playing on focusing on Kento Nanami, this card is what you want to do. I think Kento really needs this card because you want to get there as soon as possible. So using this as your draw is not bad. Let's see, Kento again, but no draw option this time, but it's just more focused on what a stock Kento Sukuna list is. And this is kind of just where it is at. And only 2 rainbow color triggers because the blue ones suck. Let's be straight honest. Then we did get this weird low to the ground Kento Nanami list. It's kind of interesting, to be honest with you. Uses 2 AP cost characters. Like, it caps at 5. It does some stuff. I mean, if you have 1 or 4 event cards. So I kind of see where they're going with it. I have no objections on this. This is just 4K body rush. Not a bad trade-off. You know, 35s, 30s, all do matter sometimes, and it's really interesting. So this one's a when attacking, place the top card of your deck into the sideline. If you do, choose up to 1 with 5000. Yeah. Another Kento Nanami list. Okay. This is very stock as well. Has Toto in it as well, because you, when attacking, you may choose one other character on both of your front lines and energy lines, swap them. So this allows multi-attacking. Then we're getting into yellow Gojo territory. So now with yellow Gojo, you get some interesting lists here. You know, you get the Maki Zenins, the Pandas, and everything like that. The list is actually pretty solid. I will not knock it. You know, 4 Nubara just to help lock something down, and has a similar effect to the Renji, which means that you could just hard play this and go to town with it. And then, you know, Gojo being a 6 cost doesn't really matter. Being a 2 AP doesn't really matter because you're getting a free body out of the deal, which is never bad, and a free draw. Then let's take a look. You know, Hero H HO6 officials, you know, another tough on the 4th place. Purple Lightning is also really nasty to like purple bleach and anything like that. 1 Gojo, you know, 4 Nubaras. Toge's are in the list in the full play set. Kind of interesting to see where that went. Then we have Kurapika. We have 2 of these to talk about. You know what Kurapika does. It just wants to play that big bodies. Not bad. I think really the deck doesn't really need to, you know, reinvent the wheel for this format. I think it still does well into the format. Same thing. This got 2nd. Again, don't need to reinvent the wheel for this deck. The deck's going to just do well. I like the Kilowatt in the list as well. It's a nice little spicy tech. Then we did get our good friend Nicholas definitely played the deck and wanted to get this to be well, but the Megamine package can be really scary, to be honest with you. There is nothing out of the ordinary here. This looks like a very fun deck to play against. I enjoyed it when this thing was popping off, the double damage, you know, the Familiars package can be really scary at times, and he's really trying his best to get this to work. And then this card here, this field spell is nasty as can be. Being able to multi-attack is huge. That's just really important. Being able to attack twice, go from 4 attacks to 5 attacks is always scary in games, because again, that means you can block out correctly and still lose because a 5th attack came in. So that's always important to take a look. Then we did get, you know, Toshiro. This is just basically the low end deck that we kind of know and love. This is the Toshi with Kenpachi Zaraki, always showing up, right? Then we did have another Toshi list. Wow, I forgot to move it up to 2. So, but getting 1st place, showing some love, and I know RJ would be proud to see Toshi still topping. But yeah, all in all, that is all the list. Let me know down in the comments if you enjoyed this coverage. Make sure you go to EX Burst Dev to basically submit your locals into it so that we can build up this data immensely and just have a good, you know, functional meta understanding. So that is super important, because again, I'm not going to know if you guys top or not and be able to put a good representation for your list unless we do this. So guys, hopefully you enjoyed the video. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll catch you next one. Peace.